A boy from Madeira, Portugal, a small island in the Atlantic Ocean that most people couldn't find on a map. A kid so skinny when he arrived at Sporting CP that coaches wondered if he'd survive professional football, let alone redefine it. And yet, 2 decades, 5 clubs, 34 trophies, 5 Ballon d'Or awards, and nearly 1,000 career goals later, Cristiano Ronaldo has not just broken records, he has demolished them. He has looked at the greatest achievements in football history, acknowledged them, and then walked straight past them with the quiet, terrifying certainty of a man who already knew how the story would end. This video is about that story. It's about the records, the moments, the milestones that seemed impossible right up until the second Ronaldo made them inevitable. From Old Trafford to the Bernabeu, from the Juventus Stadium to the King Fahd International Stadium in Riyadh, from a teenager who cried on the pitch at Euro 2004 to a 40-year-old man still scoring goals at the highest level, still chasing the one number no footballer has ever officially reached: 1,000 career goals. This is Cristiano Ronaldo versus the world, and the world, in case you hadn't noticed, is losing.
Let's start where the records truly began to pile up, at the club level. Because before the international milestones, before the Champions League dominance, it was at his clubs where Ronaldo first showed the world what he was capable of. At Manchester United, the transformation was staggering. He arrived as a flashy, skillful teenager, all stepovers and tricks and raw energy. He left as the best player on the planet. In the 2007-2008 season alone, he scored 42 goals in all competitions, won the Premier League, won the Champions League, and became the first player since Ruud van Nistelrooy to win the PFA Players of the Year and the FWA leading scorer, overtaking Raul's record of 323 goals, and he did it in almost half the time it took Raul to set that record. In La Liga, he scored 311 goals in 292 appearances. He won the Pichichi, the award for the league's top scorer, 3 times. He had seasons of 40, 46, 48, and 50 league goals. He is the only player in history to score 50 or more goals in a single La Liga season, achieving it in 2010-11 with exactly 40 league goals, and then surpassing himself repeatedly. At Juventus, the records kept coming. He scored in 11 consecutive Serie A matches, equaling the all-time record set by Gabriel Batistuta. He became the first player to win league titles in England, Spain, and Italy. He won the Serie A MVP award in his debut season. And now, at Al-Nassr, aged 40, he is still scoring, still breaking records, still, as of April 2026, closing in on 969 career goals, with the landmark of 1,000 official competitive goals within reach, a number no footballer in history has ever officially achieved. The club records don't just tell the story of a great player, they tell the story of a man who treated every new environment as a fresh challenge and won every single one.
If you want to understand what makes Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy truly untouchable, you need to talk about the UEFA Champions League, because this is not just a competition Ronaldo has excelled in, this is a competition Ronaldo has colonized. He holds the record for most goals in Champions League history, 140 goals, and most assists in the competition's history with 42. He holds the record for most goals scored in a single Champions League season, 17 goals in 2013-14. He has scored in more Champions League knockout games than any player alive. He has scored in every single round of the competition, including the final, multiple times. He won the Champions League 5 times, 5, with 2 different clubs, Manchester United in 2008 and Real Madrid in 2014, 2016, 2017, and 2018. He's the only player in history to win 4 Champions League titles with the same club. During that 2016-2017 and 2017-2018 back-to-back run, he was essentially unplayable, scoring 12 goals in 13 games across 2 seasons at the most important stage of the football calendar. His hat-trick against Atletico Madrid in the 2019 Champions League round of 16 at 34 years old for Juventus Flipping a 2-goal deficit on its head in front of the Atletico faithful is one of the single greatest individual Champions League performances in the history of the competition. After scoring the third goal, he stood in front of the Atletico crowd and adjusted his collar, calmly, like a man who had never doubted the outcome for a single second. UEFA itself, in 2024, issued Ronaldo a special award as the Champions League all-time top scorer, an acknowledgement that this particular record is his, not just for now, but likely forever. The gap between Ronaldo's 140 goals and the next closest active player is so vast, it is essentially insurmountable. The Champions League didn't make Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo made the Champions League what it is.
Pull up the all-time records for men's international football. Any category. Goals, Ronaldo. Appearances, Ronaldo. Tournament goals, Ronaldo. World Cup qualifying goals, Ronaldo. He holds the records for most international goals with 143, most international appearances with 226, most goals in the UEFA European Championship with 14, most goals in European Championship qualification with 40, and most goals in FIFA World Cup qualification with a record 41. He has participated in 6 European Championships, more than any player in history. He was there in 2004 as a teenager, crying on the pitch after Portugal lost the final to Greece. He was there in 2024 as a 39-year-old captain, still performing, still leading, still carrying his nation on his back across 2 full decades of international football. In 2016, he finally got his hands on a major international trophy, the European Championship, won by Portugal in Paris. He didn't finish the final, going off injured early in the second half. He spent the rest of the game on the touchline, coaching his teammates, gesturing, encouraging, willing them forward with every fiber of his body. When the final whistle blew and Portugal had won, Ronaldo collapsed to the ground in tears. It was one of the most human moments in the career of a man who so often seems superhuman. He won the UEFA Nations League twice with Portugal in 2019 and again in 2025, scoring 8 goals in 9 games in the tournament and helping Portugal defeat Spain in the final. And still, at 40 years old, he is preparing for what will be his final World Cup in 2026, still the captain, still the talisman, still the reason millions of Portuguese people believe anything is possible. No man has represented his country more, no man has scored more for his country, and perhaps no man has loved his country more than Cristiano Ronaldo has loved Portugal.